personal guy, all right? So I'm just gonna get that out there. And my friends are my family to me.
Wow,
you know,
that's real.
Dead ass, because it's crazy how the friendship that me and my friends have, it goes to where at least one or two of them, if not all of them, because it's four of us, see each other at least 3 times a week. And it's been like that since we were like 16, 17 years old.
That's what's up.
So then this past year when the pandemic got out, my best friend, who would probably be, you know, one of, or if not my best man, my wedding, over there, got a job in Florida. So that kind of took that kind of like that it didn't sever, but it put a lot of freeze on what me and him usually discussed out, because this is also my writing partner too. Wow. And we do go through a lot of ideas and bounce off each other and mesh. Wow. And so when he's in Florida and then we're in lockdown, and then the crazy thing is the job I work, or the actual job I work, which is an essential worker in a warehouse, all I'm doing is just going home, getting exposed, having that on my mental that, wow, I'm getting sacrificed like this, and nobody's really trying to, you know, take care of me personally, but I gotta do what I gotta do for self. And then I don't have that vent or outlet when I come back home on the weekends, on the days off. So it becomes either a self-medication or I really do have to sit here and, like you said, and self-assess and come. It's not like come to terms with demons, because you know we all have demons, but you don't want to use that word.
It's just analysis. It's a self-analysis.
But I had to come to terms with a lot of mental health of, I say to people I'm fine, but that's just a mask of, am I really fine, or I'm just trying to portray that because I don't want anybody to worry about me, and I want to tough it up as a man. And especially nowadays, my manhood and masculinity is getting poked at every corner. It's getting poked by society, it's getting poked by my own black women, it's getting poked by family, it's getting poked by politics, it's getting poked by actual, the brutality of being a black man, especially a black man in America, and then young. And don't be intelligent, because that's extra fair.
Oh yeah.
So the whole time, and then it comes to the actual, the disease part of it, the pandemic part, the actual, I can actually die. And that can psych your psyche right there too. And then personally, I went through a couple years ago, I'm not going to bore you out with this, with an actual bout with cancer in my lung, and I had to have actual surgery. And these two guys were there with me, and that's why I said shout out to him. He really took care of me that whole time. Wow. And I didn't want to make it public, because I didn't want that kind of glory. I wasn't seeking that, because I was really going through hell. I went through so much pain. And so to have that kind of surgery on my lung, and I still kind of sort of have problems with that 9 days when it gets really cold and really hot, I cramp. But it's the thing that going through this pandemic, it made me think of, I can't get affected. My lungs are a little bit messed up.
And you're already like underlying condition.
So then you go to that. I don't have any kids, and I don't have significant others. So dating now, that has changed. Dating in this time has changed.
I think you and I had a conversation. What did you tell me? You said something about the will to procreate becoming stronger.
Yeah, it does.
It's
just survival.
Yeah,
because we gotta look at how long we gotta take care of our seed. You know, I'm old. I'm getting old.
I know that too.
Wow. I mean,
so it does. It's like last year to a lot of people. That's why I kept saying a lot of my status, Maurice, protect your energy, protect your energy, protect your energy, because if you're not looking out for your energy, you're absorbing a lot of negativity and a lot of fear out there. And then you're going to internalize that, and you're going to get anxiety, and you're going to panic, and you're not going to have peace. Sometimes you do have to make that kind of peace with yourself, that there are things that I can't control or handle that are out of my reach.
Right.
But I can self-maintain.
Right.
I can't control outside the door of my house. I control this domain.
That's right.
And then we just start from there. Like I used to tell people when I was in management at my job, and you always have to tell this to the women, whenever they see a whole bunch of work on the line, and they just get so anxious, I'd like, come here. Some of them be, Spanish, like, meet up.
This nigga smooth as a motherfucker.
I tell them all the time, don't look at the forest. Focus on the tree. Focus on the tree, and we'll try this bitch down one tree at a time.
That's real, and it is crazy. I made a status today saying one day at a time.
Yeah, don't look. We gonna see and notice the forest.
Right.
That shit, it's vast.
Right.
But focus on that tree. If you give somebody something to focus on, that's a goal that they can strive to get to the next goal, and then that gives them a little conversation of, alright, just
Yeah.
easiness. And that's how you are with your peace. That's how you gotta be. You can't focus on I gotta pay these bills. I gotta go to work. I gotta find a mate. I gotta have kids. I gotta eat healthy. I gotta exercise. I gotta read books. I gotta be smart. I gotta get with smart people. I gotta cash in on the smart. No, you know what? Today I'm gonna eat a sandwich. All right, let's just start off with that. I'm gonna eat a sandwich.
You know that there's actually I watch Lex Friedman a lot. He's a MIT graduate. He has his own podcast. He does stuff at MIT, and he mentioned something called what do you call it? I think he said it was called decision fatigue. You have to, and this is why he wears the same thing on his podcast. And he says, you know, that's just one less thing I have to think about. You know what I'm saying? And I thought about I was just thinking about what you're saying. Like, there's so many.
That's how I live my life.
Decisions that we have to make. We have to take them one section at a time. And I think, what was I about to say? I guess, like, anxiety. I dealt with before I knew what anxiety was. I was dealing with it. You know, from the time I was a little boy up until adulthood. And I think now, dealing in biology, I understand how it functions within the brain. You know, there's so many things triggering in your synapses, you know, and it's like, because when I was little, when I was 5th, 6th grade, I had this math class I would go to. My stomach would literally tighten up. I was like, oh shit, I gotta.
Because you didn't feel like you was your best?
I could do the work, but I wasn't responding to it as quickly as I would everything else. So the teacher looking at me like, oh, you dumbass. And you know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting there thinking like,
inadequacy.
Yeah, and I'm like, I know I'm not stupid. Like, I can do the work. It takes me a little bit longer. So it got to the point where, like, I would have anxiety attacks going to math class. To the point where I thought I was
bad at math, and I feel you exactly wholeheartedly.
But we can do. I mean, we're capable.
You can do the work, but it's that pressure of I know how smart I think I am, and this is kind of like defeating me a little bit.
Right.
And I'm not getting it the way how I'm used to getting other things.
Exactly.
And when you see the growth of other people over you, and you're like, they already asked the question. I'm still on question. I gotta actually write this thing out, and
right.
You know, it's a panic mode, and you don't want to panic because that panic just everything gets thrown out of the window. Your thought process, your preparation, everything gets thrown out of the window, and then now it's a serious problem. Now it's emotional. Now I'm spazzing. Now tears are a little bit coming out of my eyes, and I'm trying to hold this thing. Yeah, I used to deal with that all the time. Especially, I'm great in literature. Math, I'm just not the best. And that messed me up with getting at LSU.
Wow.
On the SATs back when they were like, what was it, 1500? 1600 was perfect?
Yeah, 1600.
I would have like a 900 in literature. About like a 2 or 3 something in math.
Wow.
And I would take the test 6 to 8 times. ACTs, math was kick my ass. And even when I went to college, I made sure I took all my early career electives and my actual science and social studies and literature. I took all that first to push math towards towards the end, my junior and senior year, because that was it. That's all I had to worry about. That's all. But
one of the things I wanted to add to it is when it comes to anxiety, how we looking? We good?
I think the battery's about to go.
Okay. Well, real quick. Signing out from the Dogon. Give me your information. I'll put it in the description box. Great build. Each one teach one. Peace and love.